Good. Nice. Hello, Francis. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Welcome to DYOR Research Podcast Show.
Pleasure to be here.
So I'm honored to have you. Would you kindly just introduce yourself and
Sure.
tell us in a short sentence what is Aztec?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Arnaud. I'm one of the founders of this organization called Aztec. We're in the booth here at DevConnect in Buenos Aires, which has been pretty good so far, I think. We started in 2017 and we wanted to bring traditional finance onto Ethereum. But we realized when we went to talk to these traditional finance players that there was no way they could do what they needed to do with the transparency that you have on Ethereum. So on Ethereum, whatever transaction you do, everyone sees it completely transparently. And you can imagine if you're a bank or if you're a debt fund, the idea of your competitors, your customers seeing absolutely everything what's happening just doesn't work. So since 2018, when we had that realization, we've been working on privacy tooling. We've shipped quite a few things to production over the years, and we finally are at a point now, actually last night, where we have the product that we wish we had back in 2017. So it's a completely decentralized, from day one, layer 2 on top of Ethereum, where it is fully private. You can have private smart contracts, private data, private transactions, and fully programmable, fully composable. You have public state and private state. And on top of that, we built this language called DYOR. Tomorrow's DYORCon. If you're free, you're very much invited.
All right.
And DYOR makes it easy to work with this advanced cryptography in a way that doesn't feel like you need to be a cryptographer in order to do it. So yeah, sorry, that was not a short intro. That was quite a long intro.
Yeah. So DYOR has abstracted all the technical cryptography stuff for
All
people
the
to be able
complexity.
to build
Yeah.
privacy related.
It's taken a lot of work to get there, and it's not just about the language itself, it's also about the cryptography underlying the language to make sure that you can generate your proofs on a phone, in a web browser, on a server, wherever you want. And by the way, DYOR is universal, so it's not an ASIC specific language. You can use it on StarkNet, you can use it on Solana, you can use it on Ethereum, you can use it on the web, not on the blockchain at all. And the goal is really, you need to be able to write your programs, write your apps without thinking about the cryptography.
Yeah, and in your booth it's written the next renaissance. So
yeah,
I think that resonates with the next question. What do you mean by the next renaissance? What has Aztec got for us, or what is it trying to do better than other complementing the blockchain?
Yeah, I mean, complementing is an interesting word because from my perspective, you know, we've been promised all these things from 2014 on about what the promise of blockchains, the promise of Ethereum is.
Yeah.
And 10 years on, we don't really seem to have achieved very much. And there's been a lot of attempts at explaining that, right? It's been about scale, it's been about developer experience, it's been about actual user experience. We think none of those things are wrong, but they're not the full truth. In truth, it's just that the transparency of these blockchains doesn't allow you to do anything interesting. So when we talk about the next renaissance, it's really actually a throwback to the renaissance that was promised by blockchains in the first place. You know, we want to see the things that Ethereum promised in 2014 actually come true. A reformed finance, new forms of digital organizations, new payment mechanisms, global financial systems, and global coordination systems. And we think that what we built at Aztec, we're going to keep evolving it. It's going to keep growing. It's going to keep changing also with time. But we think it's the best shot that we've seen at actually achieving those things.
Yeah, this is just a short interview. I hope to have you for a longer conversation. There's a lot of activities happening in Aztec. If you want to probably get involved in Aztec, could you just share with us some of the things, or probably for developers, what are the kinds of apps that you look into people building? For node runners, what kind of ideas, maybe even creators and everyone else? I believe Aztec has something for everyone. Could you just share
that's a great
bit about that?
I really appreciate that. So for developers, our docs are good places to start. On Aztec, it's aztec.network, and you'll be able to find the docs very easily. For DYOR, if you want to develop with your knowledge proofs without necessarily being on Aztec, it is DYOR-lang, aztec.network.com. And for content creators, obviously privacy is very, very important, but I think it's also a very misunderstood topic.
Okay.
So talking about how privacy is not about hiding from the government, it's not about hiding from law enforcement, it's actually to be able to do the day-to-day things that you want to do in more freedom. And communicating that through content, through memes, etc., that's always very valuable. And then for node runners, we have deployed the network that is the live network, but we still want developers to have access to a testnet. So there's always room for, if you just want to experiment with running a node, you can run a node on the testnet. Don't feel like you need to run it forever. If you just want to understand how these things work, that's also a good place to start.
Yeah, that was a really interesting conversation. Would you just close this by just one last thing that you probably want to tell the audience about Aztec? Yeah.
Sorry, the one thing about Aztec?
Yeah, one last closing statement about Aztec and what we should look forward to.
So we've been very busy. We've been working extremely hard. The whole team. I get to work with extraordinary people, and it's not easy what we do. But it's worth it when we see people build with the tools that we built and deploy things with the tools that we built. And we're lucky to have at DevConnect and also at a hackathon that's currently ongoing online, that's organized with Mert and with the Solana folks. We're lucky to actually have quite a lot of people building with our tools, and that means the most to me. Seeing people try it out, see it break, give feedback, build things that they're excited about, that is by far the most meaningful thing. So if there's anything that you have been wanting to experiment with, any ideas that are to do with privacy that you want to play around with, that would be my one ask, is just go try it. You can learn it in a weekend if you're a developer. It's really great to see people use it from around the world.
All right, thank you so much. And none of this is always financial advice. That's why we always do our own research. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you, Francis.
Thank you. It's pretty robust.